Hello and welcome to the Even Malk Safety Show. My name's Malk.
My name's Eve.
So, we talked about when to do a risk assessment. Got another question.
Right.
What's a risk assessment?
Well, it's a great question, and a risk assessment is assessing risk. So what you're trying to do during a risk assessment is you take your initial risk, so you're going to look at all of the tasks and hazards, you're going to look at the risks associated with them, you're going to assess them using some kind of matrix usually. Then if those risks are too high, if those risks are not acceptable, you're going to have to reduce them. That's where you're going to want to look at your hazard control hierarchy, your risk reduction measures, reducing that risk down to an acceptable level. Then looking at residual risk, is that risk acceptable? If it is, you can validate and document the process, and there you go.
That sounds complicated. Could I do that?
Yeah, so people often think that risk assessment is actually a really, really complicated process. And in reality, it doesn't have to be. It's actually quite an intuitive process. If you've ever kind of crossed a road, driven in your car, anything like that, you've been constantly doing a risk assessment, deciding what's safe to do, whether you're going to reduce any of those risks, take risk reduction measures to do that. So it's actually quite intuitive, but if you follow some of the processes given in standards, B11.0, ISO 12100, things like that, then it just gives you a bit of a framework, a bit of structure around it. But really, it's quite a simple process.
Yeah, I'm going to have to think about that. Certainly since the minivan and motorcycle incident.